Good morning, you guys. Hi there, I'm Lori Winslow and I am with Rain or Shine Chalk Design. Thanks for joining me this morning. We have another fun project this morning, so I'm looking forward to showing you our transfer for today. I love this transfer. I've wanted it for a while. I'm really excited to work with it and show you our project. So I'm going to turn the camera a little bit so you can see exactly what I'm doing. If you come in this morning, please say hi and let me know you're here. I like to know who's joining me, and that's a fun part for me. Alright, so this morning we are going to turn this wood round that I got at Lowe's. I think I paid about $10 or $11 for it. It's a pretty nice piece of wood. It was pretty well sanded. It was not stained. I did stain it yesterday. I used a Minwax. This is a honey color stain. Morning, Shelly. Thanks for joining me. So it's a honey color stain. I just used actually an old sock and just rubbed it with the grain of the wood, and it's been drying since then. I'm hoping this doesn't hurt our project today. The fact that I just did this yesterday, the labeling said it takes 72 hours to cure. So if my ink or my chalk doesn't hold, we'll know what the problem is, and I can just probably wash it off and let it set until Monday, and then we could give it another try. But we're gonna go for it. I also picked up some handles. I didn't have any handles laying around, but I know some of you might just have handles laying around. I will tell you that the handles that I bought will not work perfectly with this round. It is a 1-inch thickness, so you need to think about your thickness. So it came with 2 different screw sets or bolts, but neither one will work perfectly. So we're going to have to do a little bit of adjusting. The longer ones would be too long, and the short ones are a little short, but I'm okay with that because I'll be able to set them in. So my plan is to use a drill and make the holes, and then use a bit, a little bit of a spade bit that will make a hole big enough for the head to fit down in, and that way that head won't be on my table. So we're going to make this into a tray. I want to put it on my dining room table, and of course we're going to have this really cute or handsome rooster on there. So my plan is to put it on so that we see the top of the rooster and we see this cool historic downtown farmers market lettering. I really think that's nice. And I'm going to just use white. I want to have the contrast between the white chalk and the stained wood. All right, so that is our project for today. As friends hop on, I want to play a game. Yesterday we named constellations. So today I was thinking that we would have you name types of chickens. What types of chickens do you know? You might have to do a little research while you're watching to see what kind of names of chickens there are out there. I grew up in Oklahoma, and my parents weren't farmers, mostly because my mother grew up on a farm and she said she would not marry a farmer. Because she had grown up on a farm. She was the only daughter of a farmer with 4 boys, and she just said she did not want to be a farmer's wife. So she married my dad, who was a teacher and a football coach, not a farmer. So, but because my grandpa was a farmer, I did get to go to the farm, and my grandma always had chickens, and have a lot of fun stories about the chicken coop and cow patties and all the fun things that are associated on a farm. All right, so this is a really big transfer, and I have fuzzed the back, and you can literally see fuzz on the back, and that's what keeps it from sticking too hard to the wood round. So I'm going to try to keep my grain going in a particular direction. That's one thing that I notice about things. So I want to try to make sure that it's, you wouldn't have to notice that, but I do notice those things. All right, well, it looks like I'm going to get a little bit more of him than I thought I was going to. So I think I'm going to do a fuzz a little bit more. I'm leaving part of my backing on to try to make this huge transfer a little bit easier to manage. Oh, I'm excited about how much of this is going to get on there. So if you know the names of some types of chickens, like I can give you an example, a guinea. I'll give that, that'll be a guinea for everybody. A guinea is a type. You might have seen pictures of them. I know chickens are kind of in vogue right now. They're the ones with the gray. Good morning, Krista. They're the ones with the gray feathers with white dots. So that's one kind of chicken. So our game this morning is who can name the most kinds of chickens. Let's see, I'm going to pick this up and see if I can lay my backer down on that. See if I can, there we go. See if I can lay my project on the backer. I think that'll make it easier. So we have a really big transfer this morning, which can be a little bit of a challenge. Just trying to make sure I don't have any air bubbles in here. So I was given an example of a guinea as, as Shelly says, now I know one. Awesome. Love it. So I'm going to check out my chalk real quick. I'm going to use the white today. I think it'll look nice popping off of that stained wood. And my white looks pretty creamy. I've been using it some, so yeah, it's got a nice bead running. Yeah. All right. So growing up in Oklahoma and having a grandfather who was a farmer, I definitely got the experience. My sister and I would always go at least once a year and spend a week in the summer with my grandparents. Both my grandparents lived in the same small town in Oklahoma, so my parents knew each other growing up. At least they knew each other late middle school and high school. So do you guys have any farm experience? Krista says she knows 0 kinds of chickens other than baby chickens, hens, and roosters. I'm with you. I understand that. I've been watching this show called Doug and Stacy Off Grid. They are a cool couple from the Midwest who are living off grid, and they did not grow up, you know, experiencing any of the farm stuff. They just decided they wanted to change their lives. Can't remember where they lived. I think they lived in Chicago or somewhere. Anyway, it was a big adjustment, and they've lived like that for 10 years with no electricity. no power whatsoever. They're just now starting to get some solar power. But anyway, they have chickens, and they have, a bunch of different animals that they raise. So that's been kind of fun to watch and learn about. I really do not want to live that lifestyle. I think my grandparents lived through that, and they were happy to have power and all the luxuries that they had. But I do understand the want to be not dependent on, systems. Shelly says they had chickens, but the rooster was not very nice. I think that's kind of the rooster's job, is to not be nice. I don't remember any nice roosters. Their job is to rule the roost, right? So I think roosters in general are pretty dictatorial and pretty territorial. Yeah, I have lots of stories of going out and gathering eggs during that week of being at my grandma's house. And the one I remember the most was, I was probably 8 or 9, and it was probably the first time that she let me go out by myself to gather the eggs. And as I was walking out the door, she said, "Now just remember, you always want to look under the chicken before you reach your hand in, because there could be a snake." And I was just like, but I was determined to go and check for eggs, because I loved that job. But I never looked at the chicken coop the same way. But if you've never been in a chicken coop, it is a memorable smell, and especially in Oklahoma, where the heat is stifling in the summer, and trying to get in and out of that coop quickly because it was so hot and so just smelly of chickens and feathers, and I don't know that I can explain the smell, but it's one of those smells that you never forget, and it's a one-of-a-kind smell of the heat and like I said, the chickens. I don't know. There's a sweet, gosh, I can't even describe the smell. Anyway, cool memories of growing up in Oklahoma. Okay, so now we have this massive transfer, and we've got paste on. So let me take it off and let's see. Uh-oh. It's not giving me a great print, guys, and it may be because of well, actually, it might be just because it dried a little bit at the top. Let's try that one more time. I love that about these transfers, that you can press them back down. And let's try round 2, right? Let's give it a little more paste and see if it'll take. If it doesn't take, it might be because of the stain. The stain said it would take 72 hours to cure. But I had already told you guys I was going to do this project today, so I wanted to keep my word and try it. So we'll give this another pass. We'll see if we can get that ink to take. If it doesn't take, I'm not sure if it dried out while I was doing the rooster part, telling all my stories, or if it just is not going to adhere right now because of the stain. It's another first project with stain. I haven't tried a project with stain. Hey, and chicken poo, that's the smell. Well, that's probably true. It definitely had something to do with it. But there was something about, oh yeah, it's definitely not taking on there very well, guys. The rooster looks a little better. I can definitely see my marks where I went across different directions. Well, I'm going to declare that kind of a fail, I think. Although I don't hate it. I might see if I like it. I might live with it for the day and see if I can stand it. What do you guys think? It kind of gives it that rustic, I like it a little clearer, but I don't know. I think I'm going to live with it for 24 hours. I could always do another print on the other side. The round board came from Lowe's. They sell these, I think it was like $11 maybe, which I didn't think was too bad. And it's solid, it's 1 inch thick, so it's definitely going to stand up to Krista, I think I like the rustic look of it too. That's not the look I had in my head. I kind of expected that perfect transfer like we like we normally get. But like I said, I think I'll live with it for 24 hours and see if I like it. Yeah, I kind of like that it's distressed too, but I'm still not sure if it's, I'm not sure why it didn't come out as crisp as I would like it. Maybe I should have done this part and lifted it up and dried it. So I may just try it again just so I can see what it was that, went a little bit wrong. But yeah, I could probably live with it. So I do have the handles, like I was telling you earlier. Yeah, I agree, Krista. A more rustic look for the farmhouse look definitely doesn't hurt anything. I've seen this rooster done a lot of different ways with our ink and chalk, and it can be really fabulous with color. I just wanted it white, but I will probably do some more projects with this rooster because he is just so fun. But like I was saying, I did get the handles to go with them because it's 1 inch. The board is 1 inch. Neither one of the bolts that came with it are going to actually work perfectly. This one's going to be best because I am going to sink the head below the board. So when this board is sitting on my table, the heads of the bolts are not going to be on the table. So but if you don't have all the tools, you just need a screwdriver. You need a drill and a little bit that would be, big enough to be the bolt head, which isn't really that big. So you might have a drill bit that's big enough, because that's just like a 1/4 inch. So you probably have a 1/4 inch. So basically I would drill it in, if you don't have much experience, I would drill it in with a bit that's as big as this bolt, maybe a smidge bigger, and then drill that all the way through, and then about a 1/2 inch you're going to just drill in with that 1/4 inch bit, so that you have a recessed place for the head of your bolt, if that makes sense. So my idea is to just put these handles on either side so that you can pick it up and put it down. It'll be easier to pick up and put down. And I think it'll look cool with the handles. If you have some old handles laying around, it'd be a perfect way to use them. I didn't happen to have any, so I picked them up. They're pretty inexpensive, again, at Lowe's. I wanted to let you guys know, if you're kind of interested in chalk and you want to, if you want to go over to my VIP group, if you haven't joined my VIP group, just put #VIP in the comments, and I will make sure that I send you an invitation. I'm trying to get that group up and running. If you're interested in some Chalk Couture stuff like our Club Couture, type in hashtag join CC, that's Club Couture. That's for $20. You get a different transfer each month. You can't buy those transfers any other way. You have to be part of that club. If you're interested in becoming a designer like me, you get 40% off of all of your product and opportunities to share with others. Go ahead and put hashtag design. I will put links to the transfer for the rooster, and I'll put that in the comments. I tried to put it in the description yesterday, and my phone totally put in the wrong thing, so autocorrect failed me, and I didn't realize it till afterwards. So anyway, I hope you liked the project. I know it was a little short today. This was not a difficult project, which I think is good for you to see that these projects don't take a lot of time. They're pretty easy. Let me see. It looks like I've got a comment here. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, nice. Awesome, Krista. I would totally work with you on letting you purchase one of these. We can talk about price. And these remind you of your grandma's cabinet handles. Awesome. Well, I think that's what I'm going to have to do with all of these projects so that I can keep going. I'm running out of room, and my husband is like, what are you going to do with all this stuff? And I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all this stuff. But I do really enjoy making the projects, and I'm coming into summer, so I have more things to do over the summer, and it does keep me thinking because I'm not teaching right now. I'm not using my brain, and it's driving me crazy to just be home without using my brain power. Well, anyway, I think that's it for today. I will have to clean up my transfer, but it's really big. I'm going to go to the sink to do that. And you guys have seen me clean transfers before. Thanks for joining me this morning. Awesome, Krista. I will give you some information, and I'll put some links up for you to check out. Anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. It was a lot of fun. I will be putting the handles on, and I'll show you in a finished picture what the handles look like when I get them finished up. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Make a great day. See you later.